day of murder and sexual assault.
Their stories kind of mimic each other. And Tim said it good, you know, like these are rehearsed stories. They either make it up as they go along or they have time to sit and get their ducks in order. What happened is those two got together, and you even heard the same thing, because I listened to all of the audio recordings and interviews with not only Jennifer Soto, Stephen Stearns, but I got their parents too. I have the audio from inside the garage where the father tells the detectives, get this out of my house. His father, Chris, talks so badly about his own son and talks about his son having brain damage, being run over by a car at a young age, and him and his friend were hit by. So there's so much that I've been able to listen to as it pertains to these stories. But Stephen Stearns, and the reason I brought up the parents, he told the same bullshit to them, and then they regurgitated it to the police. But when the father regurgitated it to the police, he said a couple of things. I think my son's full of shit. I don't think my son's telling the truth. I couldn't get him to work. I had to kick him out of bed to go to work. The father was giving him work and he wasn't even getting up to go to work. I mean, I know you could talk about this all day and every day. How frustrating it was for you in major case when you had these cases and the DA said, we need just a little bit more to get those top charges. You got to go out and kick it, you know, knock on some doors, gumshoe detective work.
Very routine. They want more. The more they have, the more secure that case is. They're gonna do everything they can. I still think that at some point they may be using her to charge him. I don't know what kind of psychological test they've done on her to see if she's even capable of being charged. I mean, there's so many factors that come into play, Ron.
He said that he feels like they are, what you said, trying to work out a deal to get her to testify. They have a mountain of evidence against Stephen Stearns. They don't need her to testify, in my opinion. What they need is to go after her and find her culpable and find her responsible for this child neglect, for failure to safeguard. You have a responsibility as a parent to make sure your child is safe within her home, and she failed to do that because she took a predator and gave him the green light to take her daughter by the hand and walk her to bedroom number 4 and sleep with her. Who does that as a good parent? None of us can say, and I don't even care if you're not a parent, none of us would feel right about saying that or doing that.
I still think they're going to charge her. There's no way that they're not going to charge her.
I agree with that, but it definitely backs up my thought of that with hearing you two say that. I mean, I've got 82 or 83 episodes of this, and every time I say hashtag arrest Jen Soto for what we can see her doing. So yeah, I don't know about child trafficking in the chat here, but we see the neglect, we see the obstruction of justice. There's 4 charges there that are felonies. So,
and who knows over 7 years how many people have come and gone from that home? How many folks who she leased or rented to month came and went and had teenage or adult, teenage children that were jumping on the bandwagon? And maybe this scumbag, Stephen Stearns, was saying, hey, pay me this, you could do this with her. I hope and pray that that's
number 4.
Right. I hope and pray that that's not the case. But the way this whole apartment was set up, this dwelling was set up, and the Jennifer Soto showed no care or empathy for her flesh and blood. It's shocking to even talk about this, but I don't see this out of the realm of possibilities. God only knows what this poor girl went through.